Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone who's on the shortlist this year, and the 3 judges involved in picking Single Window as well. I'll talk a little bit more about the book in a second, but I will start off with the first poem in the book, Single Window. We watch documentaries on mute from the sofa we've lived in for the last 8 months. The frames crash over us. The colours, the names, the stories rip and merge, and we don't sleep, or we sleep all day. When we finally pull back the curtain, a slant of rain is leaning against the road, slicked with rotting leaves. Autumn smoulders everything back to its roots, spoils it to a hazy gauze of yellows and browns. We count down the seconds before our pills sing their gospel inside us. We rock in our seats, eyes rolled back towards the heaven of improved conditions all animals must maintain, however small, however distant it becomes. All day we drink tea piled with sugar and wake in yesterday's clothes to this piss-bright sunrise, and our daily bed is to not let ourselves bend or break under the weight of this light. In 2016, myself and my wife, we're both disabled, we were unable to access the stairs to our house. So for about a year, we spent the whole time living off a sofa there, and the window in our living room was the only connection to the outside world. So the book really follows the pain, side effects of medication, NHS appointments, and a lot of the things that disabled people are still going through now. This is dusk. Dusk spills through the curtains and carves the room out with light. The pan of burnt eggs soaking in the sink, the stale smell of yesterday's weed. Huddled in the corner of the room, the inflammation flickers in your joints like a wasp fraught in the folds of a curtain. A single finger swipes the screen of your phone, drawing the last 2 years of our life before you image by image. The sky outside swells like a bruise drawn through a poultice, and you're dug into the duvet, waiting for the codeine to bloom inside you. The pharmacology of love is guesswork. Night follows day here in diminishing returns, and all I want is to keep as much of you for tomorrow. At that time, both myself and my wife had carers, and I think the conversation we have around care, in this country especially, is very narrow and very binary. We see it as something to do with end of life, when in fact many people of different ages and different backgrounds require care on a daily basis. And at some point we'll all need care at some time. So considering how important it is, there's a real lack of artifacts and poetry about caring. So this is my small attempt to redress the balance. Care. A middle-aged woman peels off our socks and strips us layer by layer like she's fleecing sheep. The flakes swirl from my shin. The glossy scars on my arms, a reminder how deep you can cleave the flesh before the body asks the blood to swell. Of this lapse between what the body feels and the mind calls for in turn. She plies our skin with emollient thick as grease, and we're left to sit in our sweat like chops spitting in the pan. The quietness that gathers when she locks the door behind her. And this piece of furniture is all that carries us, adrift in our Pacific blue hoodies. Fingers shaking around our mugs as the gutters outside choke with ice. And we'll wake tomorrow in this same bare room. Our carer will come again and again to unwrap us until all that's left are tears streaming down our necks onto this sofa that holds us like a mother. As someone with chronic pain, I've been on various prescription pain medication over the last 7 years, including morphine. And talking about the kind of conversations we have, there's a real danger at the moment with the way we're talking about opioids, that a lot of people who require them to live their best life are being denied that access, and it's being made harder for them to get access to morphine and codeine and other opioids. So hopefully talking more about what many people see and need as a daily right, the access to pain medication, hopefully normalizing that conversation can help. Morphine. The first time I drank morphine, a weight slid over my heart, and the whole summer collapsed under me. My head packed with ice, phone overflowing with garbled texts, and all because of this vertebra, a firecracker in a closed fist, and morphine the only thing to smolder it. How all medicine pulls you away from yourself just enough to create distance. Topless before the fan in a pool of sweat, dreaming of dusty fields where the brittle petals of poppies waver in the breeze, I scratch myself awake, skin blistered red, my nails at my hand, my nails at my body like a hand at my throat, morphine pulling life from me, slow as a splinter, a syringe squeezed milliliter by milliliter. There are many positives of disabled life, and I want to end on hopefully a poem that talks about those. Mainly for me, that having a disability deconditions a lot of the narratives that we're sold, a lot of the ideologies around what our body should look like, how they should perform, how much space they should take up, and who should take up that space. Having a disability helps pull all that stuff away to some extent, and means you can focus on the things in life that really matter. Once again, thank you ever so much for everyone attending. This is The Beautiful. White sheets contain us in the illusion of containment, and we don't screw like they do on TV. The Vaseline-smeared lens, groping bodies that gleam, the carefully placed sighs and glazed eyes of the beautiful, swimming through the windows of gyms and pools like torchlight, lonely as hell. They will never love like this, our whole bodies into the earth of each other. We bury ourselves like readers in books, take each other apart and put each other back again and again. Cripples love best because love is an assembly, and we have always been broken, gluing our lives with glitter and card in darkened rooms. Thank you.